Are you sick of back pain? We're going to take you through 3 stretches to assist with easing lower back pain. Now, the first stretch, which can be done in the morning to help ease the tension in your back, help with disc problems, is a simple knees to chest. Grab your knees, pull them as closely as you can to your chest and allow the spine to open. It increases blood flow and assists with nutrition to damaged discs and arthritis in your lower back. Bending like this, you can rock from side to side to encourage blood flow movement, or back and forth to again assist with the flow of blood, which is really helpful for waking up your spine, because the vast majority of people have an anterior pelvic tilt. This will tilt the pelvis back into the correct position, a really good way to start your day. Now, to assist with this, we often have tension in our QL muscles between our ribs and our pelvis. So to stretch those muscles, we're going to gently open our arms up into a crucifix position, keeping our shoulders on the ground and gently bringing our knees across to the side. Now, when I say gently, I don't want you to do it in a fast motion to make your back go crack, 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 crack. We want to make sure that this is a nice, slow elongation of the QL muscles. Shoulders have got to stay planted, no cheating rolling over, else we're not going to get a stretch. And you should be feeling it on the upper side of the side that you're stretching. Remember, roll across, always do both sides. Super, super important to keep the body nice and balanced. Once you've finished with that stretch, we've now stretched the muscles at the back and we've opened up the spine. We're going to work on the #1 muscle that causes back pain. They are your hip flexors, because the vast majority of us spend way too much time sitting. So we're going to roll over and we're going to do a hip flexor stretch. Hip flexors are attached to your thigh muscle or your femur, and it goes all the way through your pelvis and attaches to your lumbar spine, your lower back. So to be able to stretch this effectively, we need to have the knee hooked onto the floor in some way, whether or not that is with you standing, and we'll show you that in a minute, or onto the floor like we've got here. And we must keep the spine upright. It's important not to slouch, because otherwise the other insertion point of that muscle is allowing you not to stretch as well. So forcing your body upright, tucking your tail under like an Elvis pelvis flick, and that will really get a good pull through the front of your hip area, which is your hip flexor. That muscle is responsible for that anterior pelvic tilt we were talking about before. Always make sure you do both sides. Sometimes you will find one side is tighter than the other. As you progress with stretching on a regular basis, you will find that they will balance back out again. Do this stretch often. If you spend heaps of time sitting, have breaks during the day so that you can do this stretch when you nick to the loo or grab yourself a cuppa. Super important to make sure we keep this elongated so we stop the anterior pelvic tilt, because if you don't, you will end up with potential disc problems, arthritis in your back, and pain in your back. Terrible, terrible problem. This is the version for standing if you've got dodgy knees or you think you might not be able to get off the floor. Being able to hook the toe in and leaning forward in that pelvic structure, keeping the spine upright, is another way that you can stretch with the hip flexor muscle. So this is an important thing to do if you are suffering from back pain. A brilliant test that you can do to check whether this is something you need to do the next time you feel back pain, standing in the queue at the shops, walking around, whatever it might be, tuck your tail under and see if that reduces the pain. If it does, these are the stretches that you need to do to ease your back pain. Thanks for having us on your therapeutic journey.